Okay, so we're gonna see if we can get this engine out of here. So I should just snip this wire and put a connector on myself. That would be so much easier. I think that's what I'm going to do instead of taking this apart. Okay, if you can see that, all I did is put a connector on there for the kill switch. That way when I put it back in, I don't have to play with it. I just put it through the hole. And so that's all the spark plug. Got to take 2 bolts out, and that all should come off now. And that's it. Spark plug cap is off. I just loosen off the throttle. If I can get enough cable to get off there. Throttle's off. Just gotta disconnect it from the carb. But I think I'll start on other stuff. Take the bars off, and then I'll start on the rear end here. Taking this all apart. Get the boot out. And the carb can come out. That was the majority of the wires, except for the rear brake cable. So this interesting wrench came with it. It used to mount right on right beside the front plate on the forks. And used to be bungeed on there, but the guy that owned it said the bungees broke and you could lose it, so but he kept it. So fits on the back, and then you got this hook that goes in a hole right there, and then you can pull out the axle, and you even got a little wrench there for the bolts, and then you got another one here that does the front. So kind of an interesting wrench. Oh, that's on there tough. Alright, so I had the nut, and then you got a spacer here. I think that's just one piece spacer. And on the other side you got the skinnier spacer, and you got what looks to be another nut, and then a bolt. I wonder, that's the through bolt. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe it locks from this side too. Yeah, this rod is threaded from the other end. If you can see the threads inside there. It's the rear brake cable. (9/16). Gotta find the master link. There it is. Washer on the inside of that. That way. There's your brake pads. Looks like there's they look pretty good. Fair bit left on there yet. 3/16 maybe. You can see here, this one on this side is the whole assembly where the nut goes on, and then it holds the adjuster on. And this side, I'm assuming this nut comes off and this sleeve comes out and this comes off. That's how they work. Chain seems to be really good. You can get a better look at the chain tensioner now. Chain comes through it and under and around. That's the brake cable. That's the brake holder. I don't know if they're supposed to be bent like that, but that's the way she was sitting. Got a couple more things to take off here, little things. This is the brake cable guide. We got the chain, and then we got this bar here. I'm not sure what it's for, but that's got to come off. Shock come off. And the swing arm can come out. This bar here, 1/2-inch bolts. Doesn't appear to be any nut on the other side. Chain adjuster. You can see how the spring hooks on the little knob there. Little knob on here. Looks like it's got a couple of washers on there. Couple washers. And it just slides off a post. That just hooks through the little hole and over. Those are 9/16 bolts, top and bottom. And it doesn't look like they have a nut on it, so. And I might have to use a breaker bar for those. Well, those are garbage, non-rechargeable. You can see right here the drain for the air box. You even got a grease nipple here for the swing arm. That's nice. Nothing seems loose. That's good. Looks like it's got a rubber grommet and a insert. I already loosened the boot on the carb. Look inside the air box. There's just an angel clip that you pull out, and then this is the front. That's the filter, really good condition still, and they just got an insert to it. It's like a pancake. All right, then the carb comes off. There's a needle. Now there's a little, gotta take a screwdriver and take that little plate out that's inside there. I don't know if you can see it, but the little plate in there that holds the cable in. Yeah, I think it's a Phillips. Interesting putting this back together, I think. Little screw is opposite the cable. There's that little plate. The cable moves over and the notch comes out. Just like that. I just put the carb back together to now you can see that's how the goes up and down, opens. Just put it back together so I won't lose parts and I can work on it later. And a CDI box, which just feeds over a little bar here, and that's what get plugged into the other wires. A 10 mil. Got the little clip on this side for the wire, and the wires just feed out like that. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can get this engine out of here. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 points that are holding it in on both sides. Yeah, that's right through the nut. Get a wrench in there. Small, long, skinny one. That one's on the bottom. Bottom one, short one. Now, let's see. There's an engine. Got the front end to do yet, and a few more things. The swing arm to take off, and the skid plate, and take a look at that brake lever. If that comes off, should be a clip or something on there. Well, she's coming along. I'll have to take the cylinder off and take a look at the piston. Just looking through the ports. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hard to tell. It didn't look too bad. I think it's actually a newer one. Might have put a piston in it at one time. I guess we'll have a look and see. I put something in there. I thought there was a little angle bar or something in there. At one time, supposed to be. if there's a spacer on this side, then I don't see anything on this side. A washer. Front brake assembly, lots of pad left. And I know he said he replaced the front wheel bearings. So we're all good on that. That one wants to move. Hey. Kind of springy. These are going to Tapio at Ride Concepts. He rebuilds them. Does them nice. Used to do stuff for the Canadian motocross, so